just a bit outside.
And welcome to another episode of Just a Bit Outside. I'm your host, Steve Ely, and along with me, as always, my co-host, Wes Cook.
Yes, sir. We are doing it again.
We are, buddy. We are.
Yeah, man. How you been? Been a week?
It has been a week, man. It has been a week for me. I've been very, very busy on the personal life side.
Good. Right? Hopefully it's a good thing.
Oh, it's all good stuff, but it's just, man, I'm just tired. We're out.
Me too, man. Me too. I get it. We did the beach this weekend, so yeah, Saturday. I'm worn out from Saturday still. I'm struggling. Trying to get back to normal before tomorrow because I got to get back at work and all that stuff. So yeah, she's been about as rough as my feels have been taking it since All-Star break.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Your fields are in trouble, buddy.
Yeah, man. They lost 6 straight. Blew a 5-0 lead last night in Seattle. We're up 2-0 right now in the 8th, I think. Just hoping and praying we can close this one out because we need it desperately.
Yeah, you guys are not looking good in your last 10.
No, they've only won 3 games since the All-Star break, I think. Yeah, it's been brutal. Yeah, they came back from All-Star break ice cold.
Yeah, trying to let the Braves and the Mets catch up with them.
They're definitely trying to let them.
They trying faux show.
Not good, bro. Not good. It's been rough. It's been a rough go since the All-Star break. Hopefully we can get our wits about us again. The schedule's not getting easier either. We start a stretch with the Dodgers after this with the Mariners. So, yes, if we're going to put it back together, now's the time to put it back together.
Yeah, Dodgers Mariners will not be easy series by no means.
No, I mean we've let the Braves get back to 5.5 back of us now. I mean, we're like they said, that 6-game skid, 2-8 in the last 10. It's been shit baseball, absolute shit.
I mean, oh God, you could always be the White Sox, bro.
Could be the White Sox. That negative 247.
Look at that.
Minus 247 in the run differential. Lost 20 straight games.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
They are falling apart more so than they even were at the beginning of the year. They're 41.5 games out.
That's why that Central looks so good. They just beating up on the White Sox every other day. Actually, that Central's looking tough, sir.
It is really the Guardians, the Twins, and the Royals all right there.
All 60-game winners. Yeah, you guys aren't the best record in baseball anymore, are you?
No, that would be the Guardians by a game right now. 1.5 technically. It's unfortunate, sir. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Not good. Not good.
Nah, they need to get their shit together.
You got plenty of time, man. You guys went into the All-Star break a little banged up, too, so.
Well, we're back. Made some trades at the deadline, and nothing's panning out right now. But, let's forget about baseball for now.
All right. I'm down with forgetting about baseball.
So, we talked a little bit about, the preview shows that we got to do. And how much closer we are to football than we really realized.
Dude, we're very close.
Especially with the whole Hall of Fame game, which we finally get football back, right?
Yep.
And then it's rained out.
Yeah.
Well, they ended it in the third quarter.
I think I watched all of like 5 minutes of it. That was it.
Oh, no one really cares. Let's be real. It's just nice knowing football's on the way back.
No one cared about the third or fourth string guys.
No.
Because that's who's playing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just nice that football's back. And That's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about two of the Power Four conferences today. We want to dig into the Big 12 and the ACC. And we know, like, football, the entire landscape of football is different than it was last year. The entire landscape is been completely changed in football with basically the disintegration of the Pac-12.
Yeah, the complete disintegration.
Right. I mean, they're still technically around because there's 2 teams left, but there's not really a conference there.
That's what a bad TV deal will do for you.
It ruined them. And, I mean, it's those late games, man. I get it. You know, you want to have your night games over there, the ones that start at 7 o'clock. But you know what? The East Coast is going to be what drives the numbers and where your viewership comes from. And you're going to have to play more games that are around the time people are awake over here, right?
You're going to see a lot more of those 3:30, 4 o'clock games.
Yes. Because, I mean, is that a noon kickoff for them? Sure. But, hey, if you want prime time on the East Coast, you'll have to play in prime time East Coast times.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a night game, but, you know, for the TV deals and things like that, you're not going to get many night games then. That's part of it, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
But when we go into the Big 12, when we go into ACC, Big 12 has 16 teams now. The ACC has 17 teams.
Ridiculous.
You got teams that don't belong in these conferences. In terms of there goes Bryce Harper for yard, up 4-0 now. That's what we like to see. All right, Bryce. All right. Hopefully we're back. We're back. We were saying this last night, too, with a little 5-0 lead. Anyways, you're going to see teams in these conferences that traditionally don't belong there. And we'll see more of that, too, when we talk about the Big Ten next week.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we dig into the ACC,
it's crazy.
It doesn't make sense.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Those additions are just like, I mean, I don't blame them for going and getting them.
No, but I mean, you're talking about Stanford's in California. That's far from the Atlantic coast.
Well, Cal,
far from the Atlantic coast. I mean, you got Southern Methodist that's in Texas. It's like Atlantic coast. Ooh, bomb went yard.
What?
Here we go, boys. Here we go. All right, let's not blow this 5-0 lead. My man's thrown 4 pitches and got dinged twice.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Lord.
This is what I like to see. Bats coming back to life. This is exactly what we needed. A little wake-up call, gentlemen. All right. Well, yeah, let's dig into some football, man.
All right.
We'll start off with the Big 12. Big 12 is now 16 teams deep, like we talked about earlier. And you have some newcomers to the Big 12. And you got some that have departed, mentioning, say, Texas and Oklahoma. So a conference with Texas and Oklahoma disappeared or left. We're talking about, the Big 12 teams should be up for grabs.
It should be.
But they are surviving. They've done what, really, I thought it was just a miracle for them to survive the loss of Texas and Oklahoma. And now they're considered still one of the Big Four conferences because you go off and you find the Arizona State, right? You're going to pull them. Was BYU there last year? I think so.
Yeah, they joined last year, I think. Right. But they pulled Arizona State.
Yeah, you got Arizona State.
They pulled Arizona. They pulled Colorado. Which Colorado actually was a Big 12 team.
Yeah, before they went to the Pac-12.
Yeah. They pulled Utah.
And Utah. It's
huge.
It's huge because, here recently, Utah's been a powerhouse in football.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Pac-12 has pretty much been a Utah, Oregon, Washington kind of thing for the last few years.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, USC was always right there, but I don't know. They just didn't have enough defense. They could score. They just couldn't stop anybody.
Yeah, so we'll say the Big 12 is kind of top-heavy. You're talking about the newcomer Utah.
Yeah.
And then you have the likes of Oklahoma State, Kansas State.
Yep.
Two very good teams. Even from last year. You still have a West Virginia in there that could be sneaky. You have Kansas, who's been on the up and up and bringing back a lot of pieces from their team last year. A 9-win team at that.
I love Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
It was Jalen last year. It's Jaden this year. And I like him a lot.
Yeah. He missed a lot of last year, but now he's coming back. And Kansas has a chance to do something very special here in the Big 12. Oklahoma State, now the Oklahoma team in the Big 12.
They are. They are.
Yeah, they're returning 20 starters from last year. And you're talking about, a team that was, top 25 consistently last year, bringing back basically that much talent.
Yeah.
20 to 22 starters.
That's crazy.
That's big stuff right there.
That's huge. That's experience on the field. Let's see. I got some other stuff pulled up over here about these guys.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Con who's in the chat. Yes, absolutely. Let's go Phillies. Need all the love we can get right now because we are on the struggle bus. For sure.
Yeah. Whatever. You can stay on that struggle bus as far as I'm concerned.
Kiss my ass, Steve.
You're still like 7 games up on me, so it is what it is.
Like we need this half game right now. So, and then you talk about the bottom of the Big 12, right? You're going to look at a bad team that's just turned over new coach. Dana Holgerson's out at Houston, and Willie Fritz is in. You're going to see Willie Fritz was Tulane's coach, right?
Yep.
He's the guy that helped them out a lot last year, or the previous years. Houston does bring back their starting quarterback, which is, for stability purposes, that's huge.
Yep.
You don't have to implement a new offensive scheme with a new quarterback. This is, having that kind of stability there, especially in such a key position, it means a whole lot. So I don't think you're going to see a huge turnaround from Houston at all. They won 2 games last year in the league, if I'm not mistaken. It was rough. It was a rough go for them.
It was. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah. So you got another team, the new coming Arizona State. It's going to be probably another tough run for them, especially in this new conference.
Yeah. What happened to Arizona State? Arizona State at one point in time was a very good football school.
Yeah, now
they were a consistent 8-9 win team.
It's rough, man. They've been through a lot of coaches over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
15 to 20. Now Kenny Dillingham's there. Yes, last year was his first year. Yeah, you don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback here. You haven't made much of a splash in recruiting. You haven't done a whole lot. And that's the thing, though. Arizona State has an awesome campus.
Yeah. They got a great campus.
It's right there in Phoenix. It should be a huge sell to recruits, especially, playing in the Big 12 or even the Pac-12 at the time. I don't know how they haven't been better.
Well, I would think they would have been better with just being right next to California and being able to recruit.
Well, yeah, you're right next to the hotbed. It's not like Arizona breeds some pretty good football players themselves.
Yeah. You're just a state over from Texas, too. But, Texas recruiting is a whole nother ballgame, man.
Well, now you're opened up to Texas as a pipeline, right?
Yeah.
Now that you're in the Big 12, this is a pipeline for your school because you're going to visit a lot of teams here. You're going to play a lot of teams here. So now, maybe that helps them change a lot of things now, going forward. But yeah, Arizona State is puzzling. That's a team. I think once I take the University of Myrtle Beach to new heights in college football, Arizona State, I have my eyes on. That would be one to turn around.
I like it.
I like that. Yeah.
I like it. I like that a lot, actually.
Cincinnati.
Oof. A couple of years ago, national.
Yeah, played in the BCS playoffs. Got embarrassed. But they were there nonetheless.
Well, they deserved to be there. They had every right. They deserved it. They earned it. I mean, they went, 2 straight years without losing a game.
I guess you say they earned it, but when we talk about these teams, it's, the schedule, the strength of schedule. Like, I always like to say, let's throw them into the SEC.
I got it. I get what you're saying.
Are they going to be able to handle it? Like, you could take an Ohio State and say, yeah, let's throw them in the SEC. Would they have been good enough in the SEC? Most likely.
They've still been pretty
Michigan last year. Would they have survived the SEC?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So you say that about Cincinnati in their run a couple years back.
No.
Not happening. I think that you go with the eye test. We talk about the eye test and being able to do those types of things. You have to meet a certain criteria. At least if I'm going to be on that committee and making these choices and saying I would put this team in, there's no way they were one of the best 4 football teams in the country.
True. I mean, that was when they were going with the computer rankings and stuff, though. So, yeah, I get it.
But it's kind of the same thing now, though. It's, like last year, Georgia should have been in there. 1 loss came to Alabama in the SEC title game. They're the defending national champions. Why didn't Georgia get a shot? They lost at a bad time of the year. Alabama lost already that year. They weren't undefeated going in. Yeah.
I mean, last year I thought last year was just a weird outlier, man.
Well, yeah, you had a bunch of 1-loss teams.
You had a bunch of 1-loss teams. You had an undefeated team, not even get in, who I think they played more of the injury card on them. Which, I mean, I get it. And I know that Georgia slacked them in their bowl game. But Florida State didn't play anybody. Everybody opted out.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't you play? Or why would you play? You're not playing for a national title, and you're playing for...
And then Kirby straight up said that he ran the score up because he did it on purpose. To say, hey, look, we were one of the 4 best teams.
That's what I'm advocating for right now.
No, I agree. I'm not saying they weren't.
Because that's what I'm saying. We passing that eye test. We're talking about the eye test. And that's what, comes back to, Cincinnati. But the Bearcats won a single conference game last year.
Oof.
One. They've got a new starting quarterback this year.
Oh, they're going to be horrible, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking they may be the worst in this conference. Between them and Houston. But I think Houston, at least having the stability of quarterback.
Good quarterback play is.
I mean, you're playing in the Big 12. They like to air the ball out. So if your offense is able to put points on the board and you just get something out of your defense.
Who's going to play defense in the Big 12? That used to be
Utah.
Yeah. That used to be like Texas and
Arizona?
Oklahoma. They were the only ones that would play defense.
Yeah. But no, you'll have Arizona that plays deep.
Arizona will play okay. Yep.
Utah
definitely will.
But I mean, Utah's been known for defense for the past few years.
Yeah. No, but nobody else is playing defense in that league.
No, definitely not Colorado.
No.
I mean, I think Deion would like them to, but
I think Deion has his eyes on other things. Like I don't think he's doing a bad job at Colorado. To be honest, I don't think
1 year in.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, let's give the guy a chance. You saw what he did at Jackson State. This guy leads men, and they want to play for him. Yeah, Deion's going to do just fine. He had a huge turnover, right? Huge turnover last year in players. Basically built a roster from scratch.
Yeah.
You might as well have been an expansion team, right?
Well, they had their offense was awesome.
Yeah.
They could score. They couldn't stop anybody.
It's going to be the exact same thing this year, too.
Anybody.
Yeah, that'd be the
I
same
think they wore out Travis Hunter a lot, too.
Yeah.
I mean, playing him on both sides. I mean, Deion says he's the best player in college football.
Who, Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. And he's two-way. Hell, he's better on defense than he is on offense.
And he's
still great. But,
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders is back at quarterback. I mean, I think he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's good. He's gonna stand out.
We're
But
talking about potential first-round draft pick.
right, we're also talking about a guy that got sacked more than any other quarterback in the NCAA last year.
Smashed.
56 times.
That's what happened when you piecemeal an offensive line.
56 times.
It's rough. It's rough, bro. Playing the college football, I have
Played 12 games.
Yeah. That's worse than NFL.
More than 4 times a game. Almost 5. Actually, it's 5 times a game.
Yeah. Right at it.
It's like playing on Heisman mode on college football and playing an FCS team.
Playing Kennesaw State.
Dude, I did it just to see what they were talking about. I'm like, where are these guys good? Have you noticed when you play this game, and I know I'm getting off topic, when you play this game, every play an FCS team guy has an injury.
Yeah.
Every single play. It's like this guy gets it. Like their injury rating is like awful.
Yeah.
And
Somebody's getting hurt every time.
Every single time one of their players gets hurt, he gets up and is like, oh, my elbow.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you hadn't messed around with Kennesaw State, that is rough, son. It's rough.
That's what all the memes are about. That's what everything on Instagram is about. It's like Kennesaw State and how awful this team is to play with. So what? You're in year 3?
No, I still haven't finished my second year.
You haven't? Okay.
But
I'm still in year 2 in Kentucky.
I'm 10-2.
But I started my dynasty.
I haven't done that yet.
And I'm 5 games in.
Where'd you start? You started at Coastal?
Coastal Carolina. Yeah.
Okay.
University of Emerald Beach, baby.
All right.
I will say their wide receivers are trash. They are awful. I drop so many passes every game. It pisses me off. However, I'm 5-0, and I just beat number 16 Arizona.
Ooh, look at you.
So my tight end is awesome. I mean, it's basically Gronk out there.
Yeah.
He's humongous. He's quick. He catches everything I throw his way. My dude is getting like 200 yards a game. Oh, and my running back's solid. And you know me, I love to run the football. So
Yeah.
running the football, I'm getting, my guy's getting over 100 yards. He's leading the nation in rushing right now. So that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
But
That's what straightened out my Kennesaw State thing on Road to Glory is freaking the number one running back in the league, in the country. Like, he led the country in rushing. I was like, okay, I'm cool. That's probably
that's a big
helped
big
me a
thing
lot.
to have. Yeah. All right, back to the Big 12. To the Big 12. Sorry, start thinking about that playing the FCS team on Heisman.
Oh,
It's rough, dude. It is rough. You're like, damn, is this Bama?
yeah, nah, dude. Supposedly they're fixing that.
Yeah,
They went in and patched something in, but anyway.
they're patching a lot of stuff, and they're on top of it. And they're taking suggestions. They're really active. EA's really active.
They
on
need
Twitter.
to get that ranking stuff fixed. Holy smokes, bro.
The ranking thing is really annoying.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I went undefeated in the SEC. I was ranked 4th.
I saw a 5-5 Notre Dame team be ranked 10th.
Yeah, like I said, it's like
I'm like, what?
Well, they also have, like, in Dynasty mode, they have issues with guys wanting to transfer. I saw one today. Or maybe, did you send it to me?
The one about the wide receiver?
Yeah, the wide receiver
That
wanted
was
to
leaving
transfer.
for playing time, and he
Yeah,
was the
he's-
leading receiver in the country in
he had
receptions and yardage.
Receptions and yardage.
And not
And he's
getting,
leaving for playing time, not getting enough playing clock. I ain't getting no time. Nah, so you leave for the bag, man.
yeah, that would be the way to do it. Like, I would
get it.
understand
I get
that.
it. You're leaving, dude. You're pissed because Kennesaw State ain't got that cheese for you.
I get it, but you can't say playing time when you're the number one receiver in the country.
150 receptions.
I saw that.
I was like, damn. He wants to leave for playing time.
150 receptions, like 15 or 1,600 yards,
Yeah.
something stupid like that.
Dumb,
I'm like,
dude.
bro,
It's
man,
like-
you just had the best receiving year of any player in college history.
Recruiting is taking me a little while to get used to.
I messed with it a
I
little
wish
bit.
they would have just left it the way it was back in the day. But now you got like you can DM them, you can send the house, you can do a hard sell or a soft sell.
I like the whole being able to like scout pretty hard.
Yeah.
Scout them pretty hard, find out what they are, and then you can say, yeah, what do I want?
But I mean, you're spending 30 of your hours or whatever you credits or recruiting metric, whatever.
Yeah, but you get it back the following week.
Yeah, you get it back the following week. But what if I kill one and I find one of those busts and you're like, oh, geez, I just wasted that. Like, because I'm in. I mean, I'm in on a 5-star running back right now. And I'm like, I'm leading the way with him. And I'm like, I don't want to lose this dude.
You're sending everything?
I am. There was a 4-star quarterback I was in on. I just lost him to Nevada, I think. I was like, motherfucker, Nevada? But I got a lot of recruiting points back from that because he's already signed. There ain't no swaying him. It's like, damn it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I gotta get into that mode, but I haven't got there yet.
It's fun.
But anyway, back to the Big 12.
Yeah. All right. So you have we talked about Utah joining.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be the clear-cut favorite here, right? I mean,
I would think so. I'm seeing a lot of previews where it's got them winning the Big 12.
Right. I mean, you have easily the best defense in the Big 12 automatically, right?
Oh yeah,
this is the best defense.
Yeah.
You were top 15 all last year. A couple tough losses. The first one was Florida early on, and then a couple bumps down the road, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, Oregon, Washington losses, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, I think on the heels, you're looking at Kansas State, team who played very, very well in the Big 12 last year.
They were in the football playoff 2 years ago.
Yes.
Got smoked in the championship game. They gave that team some calls.
Things like that happen though.
Yeah, but it was like a bad a touchdown taken off the board to immediately fumble at the one.
Rough. Immediately fumbled.
But I guess it worked out for Michigan, I guess. It worked out.
Oklahoma State is one of the other teams. I already mentioned it. But another team that will probably be of interest there. Kansas, Arizona, and West Virginia even.
UCF?
I mean, won 9 games last year. West Virginia returns a lot of good guys too. You got a lot of stability. The Garrett Green kid's back.
Yeah.
I think their running back's back. And they picked up a lot of transfers on the defensive side of the football. So things could be better for West Virginia, for a team that's going to have to start playing defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of just breezing through some of the schedules. According to the ESPN's Football Power Index, they actually have Kansas number 1 in this division.
Yeah.
K-State 2, Arizona 3.
What?
Yeah.
No love for the Utes, huh?
Utes are 5th.
Wow.
Preceded by Oklahoma State.
I don't know about that.
I'm with you. I think Utah wins
yeah,
this.
I think they walk to the Big 12 championship.
I mean, they got their quarterback back, who's going to be playing his 7th season or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how they're not the projected team here. Just crazy. The worst team, they do have it being Houston.
Houston, yeah. And I could see that being the case.
Yeah, the bottom is Arizona State, Cincinnati, BYU, Houston.
BYU down there, too.
Yeah. They got Colorado roughly in the middle.
Yeah, I'd say this season could go one of three ways. They're going to be a middle 500 team, right? They win some games they shouldn't win, and then they're going to lose some games they shouldn't lose.
They got a 63% chance of winning 6 games.
6 games.
Yeah.
That's 6-6 on the year. They're bowl eligible. It's a change.
That's upgrade. That's improvement.
Moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's still an exciting football team to watch. I mean, I watched more Colorado football last year, and I've never watched my entire life.
We watched several games last year.
We did.
I know for a fact.
But the thing was, too, like they were in a lot of games. Now, did they get their ass beat by some good teams? Yeah.
They were in a bunch of games.
They were in a bunch, though. So, if Deion could find a way to get over the hump in those games, you're talking about a team that could be 7 or 8 wins, maybe even 9.
Yeah.
And a shot at playing for the Big 12 championship. That it could go that way. That's not scenario 2. Or scenario 3, injuries and just bad luck overall, and you're talking about another 3 or 4 win team.
I mean, you look at their schedule last year. They lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games that were 1-score games. Which is just crazy. I mean, look at this Stanford game, 46-43 in double overtime. USC, 48-41. The Oregon State, 26-19. Arizona, 34-31. They got smoked by Washington State, though. Good God.
Yeah, Washington State ruined them.
Them and Oregon just punched them in the mouth. Holy shnikes, buddy.
Holy shnikes.
I mean, they were in the Utah game, 23-17. So it's not that they can't play. I mean, they're there. You just got to play defense. But, I mean, Oregon was really good last year. They got lucky. They didn't have to play Washington. That would have probably been another loss.
Yep.
So, all right. Who you got?
I like Utah in this conference. I absolutely do. I think, without a doubt, that's my favorite phrase.
I like Utah. I think it's going to be Utah and then Kansas. I'm going to take Kansas, finish second.
Kansas.
I love Daniels. I think he's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I like the Kansas pick. That's Utah and Kansas for the Big 12 championship.
I think it could be Kansas, and I think it's going to be Kansas, and because they don't have division, they just take the top 2 teams, correct?
Right, they just take the top 2 teams.
I think it's going to be Kansas and Utah in the championship. That's what I think.
Let's see. Colorado's schedule. North Dakota State, Nebraska, Colorado State, Baylor, UCF, Kansas State, Arizona, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Utah, and Kansas in back-to-back weeks.
Utah, Kansas, Oklahoma State.
All at the end of the year.
Bang, bang,
So
bang.
look at this. Colorado could be 8-1 at this point. Right? Going into the last 3 games? I'm not saying they will be. They could.
They could be. I mean, they should beat North Dakota State.
Nebraska.
They should. I think the Nebraska game is going to be an iffy.
Could be. It's at Nebraska.
I think it's an iffy.
At Colorado State to be good. That's a rivalry game.
Yep.
Baylor's down.
Mm-hmm.
UCF's down. Kansas State to be a tough one for them.
Yep.
Kansas State's going to be really good. Arizona's going to be good.
Yep.
They play on the road at Arizona. They'll have a winning record, I think, going into this because Cincinnati's not going to be great. Texas Tech's not. They're more middle of the road. So,
yeah.
I mean, Colorado has a shot. Right now, ESPN has them with a 5.5 over-under on the wins.
Oof,
at plus 110.
Over 5?
On the over. So they win 6 games. I might take that.
That's not terrible. I like their schedule is pretty favorable. I think the Nebraska game will tell a lot.
Well, till the end. The schedule is favorable till the end. The end of the schedule, that last 3 weeks is rough.
It is. It is. But like I'm saying, I think the Nebraska game will be the telltale game for them early.
To see what direction this season is going to go in? Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, on the road at Nebraska, hopefully a rejuvenated Nebraska team.
They weren't.
Year 2 under Matt Rule.
Yeah. I like Matt Rule. I think Matt Rule's I think he's a good college coach.
Right.
I mean, if you look at Nebraska's schedule last year, I mean, we'll get into them harder next week, but I mean, they were in a bunch of games too. And they play defense.
They do.
So
you have to play defense in the Big Ten.
Yeah, you have to. Just ask Iowa.
Yeah, they play a lot of defense there. They're on the field a lot.
That's why they were like the number 1 defense in the country last year.
They were on the field a lot, man. Offense wouldn't do shit.
Well, you look at their couple losses. They got Michigan beat them 22-0.
Yeah.
Penn State beat them 21-0 or something stupid like that. Offense is horrible. And you held 2. I got a whole gripe about Penn State later too. So I mean,
yeah, we'll get on it.
We'll get to them next week. But anyway,
Utah's schedule looks kind of favorable. You got Southern Utah, Baylor, Utah State, Oklahoma State, Arizona State, TCU. So before the end of October, we have Houston, BYU, Colorado, Iowa State, UCF. Utah's schedule is very soft at the back end. Houston, BYU, Colorado, Iowa State, UCF.
Their schedule is soft all the way around.
You have Oklahoma State and Arizona in there.
Yeah. That's it. No Texas Tech.
But look at the road game at Houston.
At Colorado.
At
UCF. At Arizona State.
Yeah, the toughest road game you have is at Oklahoma State.
10:30 p.m. Ooh, yeah.
At Arizona State?
We'll not be watching that game.
But it's a W for them.
It is a
Arizona
W.
State's going to be trash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Baylor's not going to be good this year either.
No. I mean, Utah should roll.
Utah should absolutely roll. Looking at this schedule, Utah should roll. Let's get, they don't play Kansas.
Nope. Do they play? I don't think they play Kansas State either.
No Kansas State on here. No.
That's what I'm saying.
God, they're fortunate.
They play Oklahoma State.
And Oklahoma State, the 2 toughest opponents they're going to have this year.
Yeah. I mean, they could very easily be undefeated.
They could. They could be definitely looking at a playoff run. Definitely looking at a playoff run for Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how Kansas matches up with them. Kansas, Lindenwood. Never heard of that. Illinois, UNLV, West Virginia, TCU, Arizona State, Houston. Wow. They could be undefeated going all the way into their game at Kansas State.
Yeah.
At the end of October.
Yep.
Then you have Iowa State, BYU, Colorado, and Baylor. I mean, the Kansas State and it's really it for them. Kansas State.
Kansas State's schedule is, man.
It's sounding rough from the teams I've heard them play.
No, Kansas State's got Arizona, Oklahoma State, Colorado. They play Kansas. I mean, they're going to be top heavy, man. You're going to have Utah, Kansas State.
Yeah, you're going to have 4 teams there.
I think Utah's schedule looks fantastic, though, man.
Yeah, Utah has a very generous schedule. I mean, looking at Kansas State, that's not too bad either.
Yep.
Arizona and Oklahoma State and Kansas. They got 3 tough ones. Yeah, not as favorable as Utah by any means.
No, Utah's schedule is nice.
Digging in West Virginia. I'm just interested. I'm not going to dig into each one of these teams. But,
And
God, West Virginia starts the year with Pitt State. And they play Albany, at Pitt. They have Kansas, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Arizona.
their schedule's brutal.
West Virginia is going through a gauntlet there. Ugh.
They had Utah on that schedule. They'd be toast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. West Virginia playing a rough one. All right, so we talked predictions already. I'm thinking Utah walks away.
Yeah. After looking at the schedule, I'm agreeing with you.
And I'm thinking, looking at these schedules, we'll dig in here at Arizona. They have Kansas State, Utah, Texas Tech, West Virginia. Although they have a favorable schedule. Arizona has not too bad one. They play Utah, West Virginia, Texas Tech, Kansas State.
I'm looking at.
They play Kansas State, at Utah though.
Oof.
Early in the year.
Oof. Yeah, I'm looking at Oklahoma State's schedule, and they've got Arkansas week 2, which,
Arkansas's not great right now.
Not sure where they're at, but then they got back-to-back weeks where it's
Utah,
State,
and
Kansas
West
State.
Virginia in 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really worried about West Virginia.
I don't think they need to be worried about, but what I'm saying is that's still a team that could be.
And then you got Colorado wrapping up the year. Maybe. We'll see. I'm still going to go. I'm like you. I'm going Utah.
I think Utah walks this thing.
Yep.
I like your pick of Kansas. Yeah.
I got to go off the wall a little bit, man.
I'm a fan with that one. I like that.
I mean,
think
Kansas is going to
schedule-
come. Kansas is going to come in preseason ranked. They're going to be a top 25 team.
Yeah, I like it. That's not a bad pick.
Bryce, 2 singles, 2-run home run. Nice.
Holy shit. We
Oh,
broke
now
the
they're going to
skid.
drown him.
Broke the skid, gentlemen. The Phillies on a 1-game winning streak. Let's fucking go. Needed that one.
1-game winning streak. I like it.
Fucking go.
Every streak has to start at 1, right?
Yes. Every streak starts in 1. Let's go ahead and get a 6-game streak here and sweep the Dodgers coming up now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, ACC.
Man, yeah.
I'm going to talk a little bit about ACC, a 17-team league. We have newcomers of California Golden Bears.
That they do.
The
sir.
SMU Mustangs. The Stanford Cardinal. Quite a different look for these new teams.
It is a huge look. There's a lot of damn teams in that thing, man.
So how you feeling about the Wolfpack being one of the favorites in this conference this year?
I don't buy it.
And knowing your team's going to take a huge step back.
Oh, they're taking a huge step back,
Drake
sir.
May is gone, sir.
They still got them like 83% chance to win 6 games. So, I mean, I'm okay.
I'm not saying they're not going to make a bowl game now. Hold on.
I'm saying a good season for them is 8 wins.
They're not going to be top 25 this year.
Good season is 8 wins.
Yeah. Well, you lost Tez Walker, too, last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
He's in Baltimore. I kind of like that.
No, that's a good spot.
According to the ESPN Football Power Index on that, they've got Florida State.
Yep, Florida State sounds good. I think
Clemson at 2.
Clemson, Miami.
Louisville 3.
Louisville.
Miami 4. SMU 5.
What about Louisville is like everybody hopping on? Jeff Brom? Because he had a 10-win season last year. They still lost to Kentucky.
They may have lost to Kentucky. They still had 10 wins.
Yeah, they played in the shitty ACC.
How many games Kentucky going to win this year?
Ooh, man, we'll talk about that next week, dude. It ain't going to be good, though.
I mean, I'm not a huge Louisville guy either, so,
I know.
I don't care.
I'm just...
But
I would like Kentucky's odds a lot better if they played in the ACC.
I think it's a Florida State Clemson conference. I think I've got to see a major step forward by Cade in Clemson. Like, that's the guy I need to see the most improvement out of.
Clemson. I mean,
That's who you have to see improve.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to see a huge improvement. They've lost so much on the defensive side. They don't play with the transfer portal.
No, that's going to come back. That's going to bite. That's biting them in the ass
right now.
I know. Yeah. Yep. They're going to get smashed week 1.
Oh, yeah.
They're smashed week 1.
Easy, sir.
On the 31st of August, they are going to lose. Pretty easily.
I'd be shocked if they're even in the game.
And honestly, you want to be honest about it.
Because Georgia's probably going to be the best team in football this year.
They could be 2-3 after 5 games.
Well, they play NC State.
They play NC State and they play at Florida State.
Yeah, their wins could come, and I wouldn't even predict a win with App State. App State's super.
Who knows? Who knows what they got?
And then Stanford, I mean, they're going to be bad.
Yeah.
They're coming in the ACC. They're getting an uptick in football quality from the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Stanford's going to be bad.
Yeah, the problem is like
Forest
this is going to
bad. Oh man, Clemson's got a rough schedule. It doesn't ease up till the end when they play the Citadel in South Carolina.
I mean, Virginia Tech's supposed to be a little better this year.
Yeah, they get Louisville, who everybody loves. Virginia's going to suck.
Yeah.
Wake Forest, is it bad? What, Wake won 9 games last year?
I think so.
Yeah. No, Clemson has a rough schedule. And just not playing in the transfer portal, that's going to ruin them. This team's not going to make much of a splash here. I bet you Clemson takes a step back. They're not finishing in top 5 in this conference.
My question is, who is Notre Dame playing in this ACC schedule? Considering they're a de facto member in football. Who do they have?
I haven't seen any of that. They probably get all the easy ones. Damn you! You give them all the easy ones.
They probably did. Let's see.
Boston College is on their schedule.
I think so.
Stanford.
I'm looking right now. I'm going through it all. I don't see Boston College is not on it. No. Clemson isn't on it. I know Stanford probably is.
Georgia Tech. Your favorite team?
Georgia Tech's playing?
Georgia Tech plays Notre Dame. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, I'll pull up Notre Dame's
It's probably
schedule.
Duke, too.
Let's see. Notre Dame starts the year with Texas A&M, Northern Illinois, at Purdue.
A&M could be an L.
It could. At A&M. That's a tough place to play, sir.
Yes, it is.
All right. At Purdue versus Miami, Ohio.
Okay.
Then at home against Louisville.
Okay. So
here we go. Louisville is their and Florida State.
They do get Florida State?
Florida State, yeah.
Oh, I like it.
But they have Stanford, Georgia Tech, Virginia. Yeah, so they pulled some easy ones.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Sure.
And then they keep their normal games with Navy, Army, USC.
Supposedly that game is going to go away.
Which one?
That's the talk.
The USC game?
Yep.
Why is it going away? Because USC's in the Big Ten now?
That's the rumor, is that USC is trying to... Essentially what they're trying to do is as a whole, certain teams are trying to force Notre Dame to finally join a conference.
You need to. There's more money for them in a conference at this point in time.
It is, but it's not when you got one network saying, hey, we'll just write you a big fat check that's all yours that you don't have to split.
That's what I'm saying. Even if they were in a conference, they would have made more money in the ACC last year than being on their own last year.
Yeah.
They would have made more money being part of a conference. That's what's going to happen now.
Yeah, but when they join, they're going to be, when they decide, if they decide, they're going to be a Big 12. They're going to be a Big 10 school.
They should be a Big 10 school. The ACC never made sense to begin with.
That's where I think they're going to go.
That's where they should go.
Because unfortunately, I think the ACC is going to be the next one to take a hit.
I
think they'll still be an ACC. I don't think it's going to go away like the Pac-12.
No, you're going to have.
But there's going to be some movement.
There's going to be 4 big conferences, and they're going to have 20 teams apiece. It's what it's going to be.
I mean, you already got Florida State and Clemson.
They're talking about leaving for the SEC.
Question is, did the SEC want them? I know for a fact, and I've read
They would
multiple articles that they want North Carolina.
They want, because they don't have a team in the North Carolina market.
Nope.
They would like a Virginia team too. Now, whether that's Tech or Virginia themselves, I think that's a better move overall for the SEC. I mean, who cares about Clemson? We do have South Carolina, so we already got the market.
Yeah.
You have Georgia, and then you have Florida because you got Florida in the market.
Yeah. I mean,
who needs Florida State?
But I mean, the Big Ten's going to make moves at teams.
I say you take Virginia Tech and you take Carolina.
Wouldn't be bad.
I mean, but then you still need to get to that 20 plateau, so you need 2 more teams. Where are you poaching them from?
I mean, at that point, do you take a Florida? Do you take
Florida State? Maybe. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you could take. I'd say take a Florida State, but I think you're grabbing 2 Carolina teams regardless, whether that's Duke and Carolina or State and Carolina.
I think Duke would be the odd man out.
I think so too. I think NC State's a bigger school. They make more money. They're more profitable. It means more. Yeah, we already have Vandy in the SEC. We don't need.
You don't need another nerd university.
No more nerd schools there. Yeah. All right, we're getting off topic. Back to ACC football. Man, we were talking shit about them. But.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at Florida State's schedule. I think they've got some games.
Florida State's going to have a rough schedule, but they're going to be good.
Dude, honestly, they're going to start 5-0. They play Georgia Tech. They play at home against Georgia Tech, at home against Boston, at home against Memphis, at home against Cal.
Oh, yeah.
Their first road game is at SMU.
That should be a W.
Then they get Clemson at home. And then they play at Duke.
Well.
But then it gets a little trickier. They play at Miami, which won't be a pushover. And then of course my Heels catch them there in Tallahassee. So,
ooh, that's an L.
Yeah,
for Carolina, not for Florida State.
Yeah.
Right, so let's look. Carolina's schedule.
Carolina's
at Minnesota.
I like that game.
First Charlotte, W. NC Central, W. James Madison,
L.
It could be.
That's going to be the L. That's going to be like
they played Virginia Tech this year.
What the hell?
Georgia Tech. Sorry.
Oh, they play Georgia Tech every year, and it pisses me off. Dude. Fuck Georgia Tech.
So at Duke should be a W.
Should be a W.
Pitt should be a W. Actually, now Pitt's a little bit better now, aren't they? I think they brought back some decent talent this year.
I think they can beat Minnesota. I think they should beat Charlotte. They should beat Central. They should beat James Madison. They should beat Duke. Pitt, I'm not so sure about. Georgia Tech, I guarantee you I will bet you $1 million right now that Georgia Tech beats Carolina. Like, I don't care how bad Georgia Tech is at that game, Carolina will lose that game.
They played Georgia or Virginia. That's a W.
Mm-hmm.
At Florida State, probably no.
That's a huge L.
They do get Wake at home, but that's be tough.
That's an iffy.
It's iffy. At Boston College is a W, and then they finish off the year with State.
Yeah.
I don't think they could beat State this year.
Dude, State could win the conference.
They could. That's what I'm saying.
If things fall right for State,
they stay healthy and things click, State's going to be dangerous this year.
I mean, God, dude. You look at their schedule, man. They do get Tennessee.
Good. Take that W for Tennessee. Fuck them.
I mean,
they got West Carolina.
Yeah, and then they play at Tennessee.
No, they play Tennessee in Raleigh.
Ooh,
we should go to that one.
We should go.
September 7th. 7:30. Is that a Thursday night game?
I don't know. I'd like to find out.
No, it's Saturday night. Nice. That'd be a fun one to watch, though.
At Carter Finley?
At Carter Finley.
I'm in on that, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. That'd be rowdy.
I'll break some orange toilet paper.
There ain't no way, bro. No way. You know you're all over State on that one.
I said I would bring orange toilet paper. I'm going to wipe my ass there with some orange toilet paper.
There you go.
I'm definitely pulling for State. I said orange toilet paper.
I got you. I'm with you.
Wiping my ass for those convicts.
Dude, man, their schedule, like.
At Clemson, which they fare well against Clemson.
They do play well against Clemson.
Northern Illinois, Wake Forest, Syracuse, Cal, Stanford, Duke. Ooh, God, and Georgia Tech.
That's what I'm saying.
At Carolina, man, they do have a really if they pull off the W against Tennessee early, which is very likely. Tennessee's a different team than they were last year.
They got an unknown at quarterback right now.
They do.
Supposed to be a really good kid. We'll see. I mean, they're starting pretty much a freshman or a redshirt freshman, but he was a 5-star prospect. I mean, they've got the coach that could teach that guy.
Man, State has everything lined up for them to be very successful this year.
I mean, their toughest games are Clemson and Tennessee.
Yeah,
easy. God, man. Ooh. Man, I'm leaning towards that State now. Seeing that schedule, and that makes my heart hurt, bro.
I bet it does.
It makes me hurt.
Let's look at this Miami schedule. They're supposed to be pretty good.
They're supposed to be really good, too.
They start the year at Florida, though. Not that Florida's anything to write home about right now, but
they play at Louisville, home against Florida State. That's it. Well, at Florida, which, you know.
I mean, playing an SEC school will do it. They do play at Louisville, and then, like you said, they get Florida State at home. Wake Forest could be difficult, but they get them in Miami as well. So Miami can knock off Florida early. They can start cruising, but then that back-to-back matchup with Louisville and Florida State, that's going to be looming.
Yeah. Going to be looming big time, sir. Man, I'm trying to see who else we got here. I'm kind of only looking at like the top hitters. Where'd that football power index go for this conference? Let's see. There we go. Like I said, it's pretty much Florida State, Clemson, Louisville, Miami. What's SMU got? They got them finished. Let's see that.
Out of respect for the Phils, I'm going to drink this Brewery ARS out of Philly. The big fan. Go ahead.
SMU plays Houston Christian Academy.
That boy right here. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Who the fuck is that? Houston Christian. That is one of SMU's opponents.
Houston Christian.
Yeah, the Huskies.
SMU's opponents?
Yeah.
So, you just want to dig in to see what their schedule looks like in the ACC?
Yeah. Well,
they kind of screwed them. They got Florida State, Louisville.
Yeah, their schedule's tough. But,
it's not that bad, actually.
I was like, who the hell is this Houston Christian?
Houston Christian, the Huskies.
They went 5-5 last year. So, it is what it is. They're not good. They're not good. That should be a win.
They're not good. They're not good.
We're not good. But it was just the fact.
They play in the Southland Conference. They're in a conference with McNeese, Nichols, Northwestern State, Southeast Louisiana.
Lamar.
Stephen F. Austin.
Lamar.
So they considered Division I then?
No, they're FCS.
They'll be FCS, yeah. All right, cool.
But no, I just wanted to see what their schedule was because, they're right, man. That Florida State, Louisville, right in the middle of the season, that's tough, man. That's tough back-to-back games. The rest of their schedule looks nice, though.
See what they did to Cal. Cal has. Ooh, they're going at Auburn.
Ooh.
At Florida State.
Ooh.
Get Miami at home.
Ooh.
NC State. Ooh. And at SMU. God, man. They screwed Cal.
San Diego State's not a pushover.
No. Ooh. Yeah, sorry, California. Hey, you started.
Ooh. And they're playing Oregon State.
Right.
Who was a very good team last year.
They were. They'll be a decent team this year as well.
Yeah.
And our other newcomer, the Stanford.
It's Stanford, SMU.
Stanford starts the year with TCU. They go at Clemson. They do play Virginia Tech. They have at Notre Dame.
Oof. At NC State.
At NC State versus Louisville. Ooh. Ooh.
Not a good schedule. Not a favorable schedule for them.
Yeah. It is nice that they do let them play California.
Yeah. They're in the nice part of California, too, the northern side.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, they don't have to travel far.
Mm-mm.
They should play each other every year. Just as one less week of traveling across the country.
That traveling to Clemson and to Syracuse is going to
Syracuse. That Syracuse flight's going to be long.
Dude, that is going to be rough flights.
And to Raleigh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're clocking some miles, bro.
They are.
They are clocking miles.
Let's see, California, they're clocking miles too. They got to go to Miami? No. They do go to Florida State, though. They got to go to Tallahassee.
We'd rather visit Miami.
Yeah. I'd much rather take the longer flight to Miami.
All right.
Oh, they do travel to Winston-Salem, too. And Pittsburgh.
Who, Cal?
Cal.
Okay. You're looking at Cal's schedule. I'm looking at Stanford.
No. I was just looking to see what kind of traveling they're going to have. That'll be real interesting once we dig into the Big Ten.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be some crazy. With USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington, I want to see those schedules. I want to see those schedules.
Those are going to be rough.
Man. I think what's going to happen, and, we'll talk I've got some very interesting takes on the Big Ten coming. Just because I just think certain things are going to change there.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think there will be a constant. I hate it that the constant is always there.
Michigan, Ohio State?
Yeah. I think Michigan steps back.
They're going to have to. They lost so many key pieces from last year's team. Lost their head coach. Although they have some stability. They kept, offensive coordinator?
Yeah, they pretty much kept most of their coaches.
The coaching staff still similar.
Yeah.
And he did well whenever Harbaugh was out last year.
I did great. What did he win? 3 games? Yeah. Went 3-0. Was their head coach. Was crying about every one of them.
He was crying. He loved it.
Oh,
and now look at him. He's going to cry after everyone win this year.
He's freaking. Apparently, they're getting ready to get in trouble again. But I don't know. We'll get into that. We'll get into them next week.
That's next week.
That's next week, sir.
Give me your predictions for the ACC.
Man. I don't want to.
I'm going to go on a limb and say this is the year NC State finally breaks through. Looking at their schedule.
I love their schedule.
Their schedule lines them up to play in the ACC title game.
I love their schedule.
Barring any kind of crazy injuries or just, bad losses, which they're susceptible to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
they do.
That's the ACC period, man.
I mean, you see it. In a lot of conferences, but I mean, in particular, NC State does it. They lose the teams they shouldn't lose to a lot. I mean, you say it with Carolina and Georgia Tech every year, right?
Yeah.
It happens. I'm going to say, I'm going to take State this year. Give me State to win the ACC.
Man,
I think Florida State's your other
one. I'm big on Florida State. I think Florida State going to continue to get better. I like the direction they're moving. They're starting to remind me a lot of old school Florida State a little bit.
It's looking that way.
They're moving in that direction. I think Miami's coming up too. I don't think they're that far off.
No, not a bit.
I mean, that's what they wanted when the ACC went out and got them. They wanted that Florida. They wanted the Miami and the Florida States. I mean, when
100%.
Florida State came into this conference, they rolled everybody for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they went 4 or 5 seasons before they finally lost a conference game.
Whew.
And then it was like, oh, shit, they can be beat.
About time.
Yeah, but I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. Bobby Bowden had them rolling. They had, 10 straight years where they finished inside the top 5 in the national rankings, which is ridiculous.
I mean, Miami was that way. Late 90s, early 2000s. That's what they were wanting that team when they brought them in.
Dude, the Miami was that way from the late 80s all the way.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I'm thinking most recently.
Well, we talked about it, the 2001 team would have went 8-4 without playing offense.
That's silly.
A national championship team would have went 8-4 without playing offense. They could have went out there and just punted.
What was it? It was 2002 when they lost to Ohio State on that bullshit call.
Oh, that pass interference. It wasn't pass interference. The dirty hit on Willis McGahee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude went straight at his knee. Straight at it.
It was filthy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fuck Ohio State.
So who are you picking? I know you don't like me picking NC State.
No, I think they got a shot.
Yeah, that's gonna be my pick. I'm going on a whim because I know State's gonna F it up somewhere, but I'm gonna say State. Give me State.
I'm gonna go
Wolfpack,
with the chalk pick. I'm gonna take Florida State.
Florida State.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad pick at all.
I do like the North Carolina State pick though. I do. It hurts my feelings. Their schedule
lines them up to be in the ACC title game.
And if they play up to their full potential, they could win the ACC.
They can be dangerous. They can find their way into the playoff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you got 12 teams that get in now, so
you could see multiple ACC schools getting in.
Yeah, I think that's what they want. That's why they expanded it to 12. They want more than one team per conference. And you want to give some of these other smaller schools a shot to be there.
A lot of the projections and stuff I've seen multiple ACC schools. I've seen a lot that have Clemson, Florida State. I have seen a couple that I have like Miami thrown in there. A couple that I have Notre Dame de facto in there. I mean, technically, for the moment. I mean, you can see 3 teams depending. You can see a Florida State, a Clemson, NC State. You can see all 3 of them get in.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, if you look at their schedule, you literally could see all 3 of those teams be 1-loss teams. Those 3 teams play each other. State, Clemson, Florida State, all play each other. All it takes is just one beating the other one time.
Yeah, so you do mention Notre Dame. Notre Dame's going to have a difficult time getting to the playoff.
I haven't really seen their whole schedule. I'm going to pull
at Texas A&M.
That could be a loss.
Northern Illinois.
Yeah, that should
at Purdue. Miami, Ohio. Louisville. Stanford. Georgia Tech. Navy. They do pull Florida State, but they do get them
at home.
So they do play in South Bend. Virginia, Army, at USC to end the year. USC is going to take a step back. USC is going to struggle early.
USC has struggled the last few years.
But they're going to struggle early. They're not a 7-win team this year.
I'm still trying to figure out why Lincoln Riley went there. To me, going from Oklahoma to USC was at best a lateral move. At best.
This is not a lateral move. Oklahoma's a better school, better program. Well, I mean, LA for the LA Lights, I guess. I don't know.
I get it. But I mean, like I said, at best, it's a lateral move. At best.
But you're talking about you knew Oklahoma was moving to the SEC when he left.
Yeah. You knew. I think they knew.
They knew they were moving to the Big Ten probably.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's what it is. Hey, man, I can get out of the SEC. I can go play in the Big Ten. Maybe have a better shot.
Maybe. And I get to live in L.A. I mean, I wouldn't want to live there. But
yeah, I'm not a big L.A. guy. That would not be. But, I mean, you know.
I'm big with California having an earthquake and separating off the.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of that cracking going away.
Yeah, just go on. Go.
Start buying up property in Bakersfield. But
no thanks. Yeah, they can be their own country at this point.
There's some weird there's some weird stuff going on. You know, they had that huge completely off topic, but they had
like Puerto Rico.
They had that huge tax increase on gas. So they kind of force everybody to get electric cars. And now they're not making any money on that gas tax. They're trying to figure out now they're going to start charging like per mile for electricity on the electric cars. I'm like, what?
Like I said, they need to be their own country.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt my feelings, man.
Not me either.
Wouldn't hurt my feelings, man.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere out there is trash. San Francisco's a dirty city.
Yeah. L.A. is too.
L.A.'s dirty. Yeah. San Francisco could be a very beautiful city, but like their crime and stuff is ridiculous.
Well, it's because they're not doing anything about it over there.
Well, they pass laws that pretty much help the criminals.
Exactly. I mean, the only good thing to come out of California is San Diego.
It's not terrible.
San Diego has perfect weather year round.
But if the earthquake comes, it's gone too.
It is. No, they're worth. We could risk losing them. It's okay. It's all right. Just get rid of the rest of California and things are good.
I mean, what is it? Sequoia National Forest? That's pretty nice. I'd like to visit that. That's where the big redwoods are and stuff.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But I mean, you know.
Too crazy over there for me. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself, Cali.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, so I got Florida State for the ACC. I got NC State.
Yeah.
Let's see how this thing pans out. Early guesses.
Yeah, we'll see.
Begin the year. Yeah.
See, so, I don't think. Who did we take last year? We both have Florida State in the ACC.
I think we did.
We did last year. I think it was either Florida State or Clemson.
We might have said Clemson because I thought Clemson was going to dig themselves out of a hole and they just dug a bigger one.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it. You see it. They're not playing the transfer portal is killing Dabo.
Dabo's got to get it together. And the sad part, here's the problem. At the current pace that they're going, because, I mean, they still won, 9 games last year?
Yeah, they came on strong at the end of last year.
Won 9, 10 games. They still end up like 10-3 or something like that. What was Clemson's record last year? Let's see. They went 9-4.
Yeah.
9-4. Lost at Miami, at NC State. I think the shock was them losing to Duke in the opener.
Yeah, no, that was because you were like, oh, what is this team?
What is going on here?
Right.
And then they lose the overtime at Florida State. They lose the overtime at Miami.
They were one of the better teams at the end of last year because they did get better.
Yeah. Well, even the games they lost, they were in. You know, they didn't get smoked by anybody.
Yeah.
They're going to get smoked this year.
They are.
Game 1.
Yeah, Georgia.
Good
luck.
They playing in Atlanta? Is that where they're playing?
I think so. It's a neutral site. Oh, yeah, I think it's the Chick-fil-A kickoff, isn't it?
It might be.
Yeah, because
it's not saying it's not. It just says versus Clemson.
I think it's the Chick-fil-A kickoff. All right, so that
it's at the Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Yep, yeah, Chick-fil-A kickoff.
Yeah.
So wrap up the ACC. wrap up Big 10 or Big 12, preview. Next week we'll bring you the SEC and the Big 10.
Yeah, well, we really, man, I've been thinking about that one for a while. Those are the two that I've been wanting to talk about. I can't wait.
No, it'll be good.
Can't wait.
There's a lot of change across, especially the Big 10. Not much change in the SEC. You just add 2 powerhouses.
Yeah, you did.
It's going to be very interesting to see how those games go and how the entire season pans out in both of those conferences.
Yeah,
we'll definitely dig in next year next week.
We'll get to dig into probably what is the toughest schedule in all of football next week too.
Yeah. Oh God, they got screwed, didn't they? Thanks. Oklahoma's like thanks a whole.
No, it ain't even Oklahoma.
What are you talking about?
Dude,
Oklahoma's the one that got screwed.
Look at Florida's schedule.
Florida's bad too. Ooh, yeah, they got it.
Like legit.
Florida and Oklahoma probably have 2 of the toughest schedules in all of college football.
Like, ooh.
That'll be fun to dig into next week.
Ooh. Like, just looking at it, it's like, what's their over and under? Because I'm taking the under all day long on Florida.
Yeah. Hey, take the under for Oklahoma, too.
Ooh.
So, give me some Olympic updates, man. Let me know. Where's our medal count? What are we looking like?
Oh, man. We are rocking in the medal count. We are first.
We are? That's what I like to hear.
We are first in medals with 71.
Fantastic. We leading the way in the gold or no?
We are tied with China in gold with 19.
Good work. Good work, Americans.
We are number 1 in gold, number 1 in silver, and number 1 in bronze.
Yes.
But, of course, we're number 1 overall, so.
Makes sense.
Does make sense.
Yeah, we're killing it in the silver and bronze count.
Yeah. China's right there.
Yeah, with the gold.
Yeah. Look at the host country, France.
France is
showing up
very well. 3rd in medal count with 44.
Showing up.
Yeah.
Great Britain's doing well. Australia's doing well. I want to see just like some of these rare, like, look at Hong Kong. They got 2 gold medals.
So why is Hong Kong a separate country?
Yeah, but what they win gold medals in? They won 4 gold medals. 4 medals total, 2 gold, 2 bronze.
Why is Hong Kong a separate country?
I don't know. Ooh, Kazakhstan's got a gold medal. Chinese Taipei has one. Guatemala has a. What did Guatemala win a gold medal in? That's fine.
Hong Kong is separate from China due to the principle of 1 country, 2 systems.
Yep.
In 1984, the UK and China signed the Sino-British Joint Declaration, which stipulated that Hong Kong would become a part of China in July 1st of 1997, but that its current social and economic systems and lifestyle would remain the same. So this is why you see them separate. I imagine that's why Puerto Rico has their own.
Come on, man. That's going to be the 51st state.
I doubt it. It hadn't happened yet. I doubt it ever will,
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, U.S. leading the way. Killing it in the total count with 71 medals. China's behind us by quite a few there at 45. France right there with 44.
I got to find out what Guatemala won their gold medal in. Why wouldn't I let you just pick on the country? That's stupid.
Chile has a gold medal. Algeria has a gold medal. Dominica. St. Lucia has a gold medal.
I'm telling you, man, some of these gold medals, I want to know what they won it in. I want to know. I want to
figure it out.
I'm looking it up right now. What did they win it in? Women's trap event. What the hell is that?
Explain it to me.
Is that shooting?
Could be. Got table tennis on right now, though.
I watched this game this morning.
The gold medal match.
Yeah.
China wins.
Yeah.
Fingers.
But the Swiss guy does Sweden guy.
Swede.
The Swede. Every time all I can hear in my head is freaking grumpy old man. Freaking Swede. That's all I can hear. Sorry.
Good ass movie.
It's great. It's going to be
all
me.
of them are.
I'm pretty close to that. Let's see. Bam, bam, bam. What is trap?
Tell me.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Trying to be educated. Educate me, sir.
Yeah, it's a shooting. It's shooting.
Shooting.
Yeah, it looks like skeet shooting is what it looks like.
Like it.
Yeah. Did you see the guy from Turkey? The one, the pistol?
Oh, yeah. Well, the silver. No ear protection.
No nothing.
No sight.
No special glasses.
No.
Nothing. Just bang.
Yep.
All the memes going out saying that Turkey sent an assassin.
That's basically what they did, I think. Yeah.
to win a silver medal just so he could say, no, I'm not an assassin.
I'm not an assassin.
Whatever, bro.
We know what you do. We know what you do.
Oh, he's Turkish military. They already said that he was in the military. But like he just like hand in his pocket.
Yeah, didn't care. He's like, this ain't the Olympics. Who cares? I'm just do what I normally do. I'm gonna kill it this way.
Yeah. That guy was awesome. Did watch. I know this happened earlier in the week, but I watched most of it last night. I watched the women's team all around. That was pretty. U.S. women just smoked them, sir. Smoked them. Won by like 6 points.
That's what we like to see.
I mean, it was just crazy. Could you go into like the last event or whatever, and like I think it was Italy or somebody was like they were in first, and you're like, "Where's America?" Because they should keep the top three up the whole time.
Yes,
and like after it was over, it was like bang, bang, bang. USA on top, 6 points. Like it was like holy smoke, man! They rolled on everybody.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, shout out to Katie Ledecky,
bro.
What is it? Is it the 100 meters or something like that? She has the top 20 fastest times in.
No, did she finally push that last one out?
Yeah, she pushed the last one out.
I know at one point she had 19 of the top 20 fastest times in that event. So
yeah, number 20 she had the 19 fastest ones. Then she finally pushed out the 20th one.
I mean, dude, she won. Wasn't it the?
She's won 3 gold.
Was it at the trial where she won by like 15 seconds?
Or was that Simone Biles won 3 gold? Simone Biles won 3 gold.
Ledecky probably won a bunch too, man.
She's won 2 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. But I mean, those were probably team events. She won the silver and bronze.
Oh, probably. I know I saw something. It was either at the trials or maybe it was one of the Olympic events. She won by like 10 seconds.
Well, yeah, there was one in the Olympics. She
just
people were still swimming the opposite direction than her when she won.
I mean, Lord, dude.
She was smoking it.
And this will probably be her last Olympics.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Simone Biles retired too.
Yes.
Supposedly. I saw something. I didn't believe it. It said that she
we'll
was retiring.
We'll see in 4 years how these athletes think and go about it. Like right now, it's easy to say, this is my last one. And then when the opportunity presents itself in 4 more years, if you're still feeling good enough to do it, your competitive aspect of the competitive nature of the whole thing, it takes over. Right, you're gonna change. It'll lead you to change your mind because you're gonna be like, I still got it. I can still do this. I'm gonna go again.
Somebody said something that Simone Biles was retiring and that like she was gonna have like a kid. She was taking time off to start a family.
Good, absolutely.
But supposedly she was competing while pregnant.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, I don't believe that. Okay, I didn't think that was true.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot.
Dude, that's a lot. There's no way you put that kind of stress.
No.
I'm sorry, I don't know how you, as a athlete at that
level?
Yeah. And a female continue to do things pregnant.
It's got to be rough.
Yeah. what you see those WNBA players leave. They'll take like a year or two off to go have a kid.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in the WNBA a lot too.
Yep, that's what I said. WNBA.
Yeah. I just thought you meant in general.
No, not this guy. Let me have been a famous athlete. I'd have just got the old snip early.
We've talked about this before.
And you just reverse it when you're ready.
Yeah. Just shoot blanks while you're out making your money and start a family later.
Come on, man. You can't be Tariq Hill. Kid every 800 yards.
The pullout game is not strong.
No pullout game.
He has no pullout.
No pullout game. Him, Antonio Cromartie.
Oh yeah,
Sean Kemp.
Karl Malone.
He started early, son.
He did.
Like dirty early. And now that kid, like
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, but Phillip Rivers, freaking, he's married to his high school sweetheart.
No, I mean I get it,
but he's got a bunch.
He has a thought. He's almost filled a whole offensive starting lineup.
That dude's got an intramural softball team sitting at his house. Is what he's got. That's what he's got sitting at his house. But yeah. But his wife's like, I got the Graber train. But Phillips is super for him to be super religious, when it comes to football, bro,
he's trash.
Oh,
he's a trash talker.
I mean, that's good though.
I like it. I mean, it makes the sport. That's you love seeing it out of the guy. The guy had the passion. He loved beating people, man. He loved showing them up.
Dude, he liked to talk smack.
He did.
Loved it. Did you see, of course, the Hall of Fame stuff was this past weekend.
Yes, sir.
I watched a couple of the speeches. Julius Peppers, yeah.
Inducted.
Mm-hmm. The first, I know he's not the first Panther to go in due to the Sam Mills thing.
Yeah.
But as far as actually earning
it with the team.
Yeah. The list of guys that are eligible next year is just crazy.
It is quite the list.
It is a very good list, and I am just I think it's Luke Kuechly's on the list, Eli Manning's on the list.
So, Eli gets in, right?
Oh, Eli's in. I don't want him to be in, but he's in. I don't want him in, but he's in.
Luke Kuechly's in first ballot.
I think he is. I think who's the other linebacker? There's no linebacker in there too.
Terrell Suggs.
No, there's Clay Matthews.
Yeah,
Terrell Suggs.
Suggs is in.
The one from San Francisco.
Torrey Holt's in. No, I don't know if he's gonna be in, but Torrey Holt's on this ballot. Willie Anderson.
I still think Steve Smith deserves in.
Smitty deserves in for
Adam Vinatieri. I mean, the list is crazy.
Someone's going to get left off, and you're just going to be like, "What?"
I think Torrey Holt gets left off. I mean, I think Smitty deserves to be in. I mean, you look at his stats. He had better stats than Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson got in.
Yeah, Smitty deserves it. Smitty, he was different, man.
Is Antonio Gates on that list too? Gates missed out this year. Jared Allen missed out this year. Reggie Wayne missed out. Willie Anderson missed out.
Let's see. Earl Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Staley.
Yeah.
Beast Mode.
Ryan Khalil.
Darren Sproles. Clay Matthews.
I don't think Sproles gets in.
I don't think so. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sproles won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but I'm going to say this, and there's a lot of role guys that have won multiple Super Bowls.
Do you think Demaryius Thomas gets in?
Man.
Post-mortem. It's tough, right? Vernon Davis.
It's tough, man. Tough. God. Man, I don't know. I mean, I think Reggie Wayne's going to eventually get in. I think he's got to.
Oh,
Holt.
Yeah. Torrey Holt has to get in.
I mean, God, dude.
I mean, yeah, I think Kuechly's first ballot.
I think Kuechly.
Beast Mode eventually gets in, right?
Say what?
Beast Mode gets in. No, I don't know if he's first ballot, but he gets in.
I think he eventually gets in.
Yeah.
I think Kuechly gets in.
Kuechly's first ballot.
I think he gets in. I mean, he was on. He was the best linebacker for how many years? I mean, he was defensive rookie of the year into defensive player of the year, and then was all pro like every year he played, except for the last year where he was hurt a little bit. But he was still one of the best linebackers in the game. I mean,
he was considered the best linebacker. He played as long as he played.
It was him and the guy from San Fran at the time, as far as middle linebackers were concerned. Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, like I said, I think Kuechly's first ballot.
I do too.
Eli Manning probably is. Being the best quarterback, really, that's up. You're going to take him.
He's a two-time He's a two-time Super Bowl winner.
Right.
He gave Tom Brady 2 of his L's.
Everybody appreciates that.
Everybody appreciates that. I'm not a huge Eli fan, but I think he gets in. I think he's getting in. I think Ben Roethlisberger's getting in.
Big Benny get in. Phillip Rivers probably gets in.
I think Phillip gets in. But where we're going to have to start seeing it's like, where do you start drawing that line? Like, I mean, if Phillip Rivers gets in, Matt Ryan get in?
Matt Ryan has better stats.
I mean, where's the line get drawn?
But that's the thing, though, because you start talking about that kind of stuff. Does Matt Ryan get in? Probably not. I don't think Matt Ryan does get in. But we're putting Phillip Rivers on this pedestal and saying he does, and that's me. I'm saying it.
I think Phillip.
I think Phillip was handicapped without having a lot of talent around him at times.
Yeah. I think they had poor coaching a lot too.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of scenarios that Phillip Rivers just couldn't overcome. Matt Ryan had a lot more around him, opportunity, stability,
weaker division.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but he did make a Super Bowl. He should have won a Super Bowl.
Wasn't his fault they lost.
No, defense was.
Defense just let them down in the fourth quarter.
You also got to score though. You gotta keep packing on points in that second half.
No, you don't drop back on that sack. Take yourself out of field goal. You hand the ball off. You run it up the middle. You line your field goal up. You kick a field goal. You're up 31-3. That's what you do. You don't do any of that crazy stuff. But,
Yeah, that one, I agree with you, man. It's should have had a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But, it goes back to all these. I mean, and plus the game has changed so much. Yep. I mean, you're going to see these guys nowadays. Like they're going
to have better stats because the way quarterbacks are protected.
I mean, look at that. Look at Dak's stats. I saw a side-by-side comparison of Dak's stats last year next to Mahomes.
Oh, they were very similar.
They were almost
they were the last 50 games played. I remember seeing it.
And it was pretty much identical. And you're like, God damn.
And then one shows up in the playoffs and the other one doesn't.
Nah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. If you don't show up in the playoffs, I don't think you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Dak Prescott's not going to be a Hall of Famer without any sort of success in the playoffs.
Dak didn't.
He's a regular season quarterback.
I will give Dak. Dak didn't help the situation against Green Bay, but it wasn't Dak's fault they lost. Dak wasn't on the field while Green Bay's offense was scoring. Right. But again, that's for down the road too. We'll get into that
Yeah, we have an NFL preview coming up.
Yeah.
As well. So for this episode, we knocked out two of the Power 4 conferences this year. Give you a little quick preview of that, of what's coming for the season. Our predictions, way too early predictions, before we even see any of these teams take the field, of course.
We did okay last year, though.
No,
with our way earlys. We did okay. We got a few right. We got a few wrong.
What, Pac-12? I took Oregon. You took Washington?
Yeah.
Washington ended up in the playoff.
I took LSU in the SEC.
LSU.
I mean, you make everybody makes mistakes. I think we both took Michigan, but I kind of have. It's very hard for me to say Ohio State.
Well, yeah,
no matter what,
we were going to say Ohio State. Anyway.
No matter what,
but I think it was Michigan's year. We knew it was Michigan's year. It just seemed.
The sad part. We'll talk about it. That's going to hurt.
Well, I think I took Georgia overall.
Yeah.
That just sucked. But
I mean, Georgia was still very good. They were good.
They deserve to be in the playoff.
Yeah.
Well, till next week, we'll have SEC preview, Big Ten preview.
Yes, sir.
We'll see what these Olympics are looking like. We've got a strong lead in the medal count. And that's about it for the week, man.
That is, sir.
All right, man. Until next week, we will catch y'all. See you.
Yep.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.